Hello, welcome. Please let me know you're here. I would love to just get a sense of who is joining us for this mindful moment today. And if somebody could maybe let me know that you can hear me, I would appreciate that as well. I'm going to give this just a few moments to allow people to join us as we begin our mindful moment together today. All right, great. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. So, as we get started, I'll wait a little bit to do the meditation. Not too long, but I'll wait to do meditation just to continue to let people get on. But in the meantime, I'd like you to just give yourself the space to take a deep breath. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, just let yourself breathe in this moment. It's so easy to forget about our breath because it happens naturally, obviously. So we don't tend to give it a whole lot of thought. And when we tend to not pay attention, we tend to breathe in a way that doesn't really nourish us. It helps us survive, obviously. It does what it ultimately needs to do, but it doesn't really, we don't allow it when we're not breathing fully. We don't allow it an opportunity to do what it has the potential to do, which is not only to nourish our blood and therefore our body, but breathing deeply, particularly intentionally, has the ability to calm our nervous system. So the more we practice taking full breaths, it doesn't have to be really deep. You don't have to force a really deep breath, but just taking kind of an intentional full breath where you're breathing at a good pace, not too quickly, not too slowly, and then exhaling kind of at a similar pace, maybe even just a beat or two slower. Calms our nervous system. So no matter what's going on around us, or potentially even within us, taking intentional breaths, doing some intentional breathing, really can make a difference. And the more we practice it, particularly when we're not feeling kind of overwhelmed or stressed, the more we practice it, the more impact it has over time, because we're kind of training our system to be in a state of calm instead of our mostly typical state of stress, or maybe even hypervigilance, worry, fear, heartbreak, whatever it might be. Doing it regularly really can change how your system, kind of the baseline at what your system functions at. So that's why you hear me talk all the time about breathing. So welcome, everybody. So today, our mindful moment is a guided meditation that is going to be kind of focused. It's going to be focused. And so as I walk you through it, you'll figure that out, what that is. But I will walk you through it. And just like any time that I guide you through a meditation or a breathing exercise, honor where you're at. If something that I'm saying or suggesting doesn't feel okay to you, doesn't feel available to you at this particular time, that's okay. Just modify it in a way that works for you. And I'm saying that because sometimes people will be told that this is the way that you do something, and if you can't do it in that way, then you just kind of give up altogether and think, well, then what's the point? Or if I can't do it right, then why bother? And there's no right or wrong. There's absolutely no right or wrong here. So if, as I'm guiding you through the meditation, you're having difficulty kind of connecting to what I'm asking you to visualize or to feel or whatever, that's okay. Just don't worry about it. Don't get upset about it. Don't fixate on what isn't working. Just come back to the sound of my voice and know that wherever you're at is perfectly okay. Because there is no right, which means there is no wrong. And I do typically ask for you to close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And part of the reason for that is when we close our eyes, it makes it typically a little bit easier to turn inward and to visualize. When our eyes are opened, it's very easy to notice what's in front of our eyes, what we're looking at, and it can take our mind somewhere else. I do that all the time. Like if I'm trying to listen to an audiobook, my eyes have to be closed. I can't, or just staring at something completely blank, because my mind will wander on 100 things. So there is a purpose in closing your eyes. But if you cannot close your eyes, you don't feel comfortable, whatever the case may be, that's okay too. Just listen to the sound of my voice. And maybe in a different circumstance, another time, you will be able to close your eyes, or maybe even listening again as you're trying to go to sleep. And closing your eyes may be more available to you at that time. So whatever it is, if it works, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. You can still gain from this experience. And if there's something about it that just doesn't feel comfortable, feels uneasy, the more you practice, the more you just let yourself be wherever you're at, and continuing to kind of go through this practice, you'll likely find that it gets a little bit easier over time. What maybe you weren't able to do in the beginning, after you've practiced, not necessarily today's particular meditation, but just generally, after you've had a little bit of practice, you'll find that it comes a little bit easier. That maybe you feel a little bit more relaxed, maybe you feel a little bit safer. Maybe it's easier to visualize. And that's what all this is about. It's a practice. Meditation is always a practice because our minds are full of so much. There are so many different sensations going on in our body at any given time. There are noises, there are smells, there are so many things to distract us. And meditation is just a practice of being present. There's no perfection in meditating. There's no right or wrong. It's just a constant practice of working to be present in any given moment. So, for those of you that have jumped on in the last few seconds or so, welcome. So, as we prepare for today's mindful moment, I actually have my little grounding stone. It's a smoky quartz. I want you to just try to connect to the sound of my voice. Any noises going on around you, you're going to hear them. I'm not suggesting that you don't. But if you find that a noise distracts you, it's okay, don't judge. Just try to come back to the sound of my voice. If your mind wanders in thoughts or visions, that's okay, no judgment. Just try to come back to the sound of my voice and the guidance that I'm giving you. So, if you feel like you're ready, let's just take a collective breath together. If it feels comfortable, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. Feeling the energy of all of us on this call. I'm not sure where everybody is from, but we have people from different parts of the world, I think, even on here today. So just recognizing that we are together right now. And if you're watching this on replay, being able to recognize that we are all sharing this space together, whether it's live or later, that each of us, both those of us who are here live and those watching later, they bring their energy as well into this space and into this moment. We are all here for the same purpose. We all understand that taking this moment to be mindful and connecting within is probably going to be beneficial, because maybe there's a lot of things going on, which means that we're all experiencing some of that together. So just letting yourself breathe into that reality. Letting yourself feel the connection to each other person who listens, who's watching. Knowing that in this moment, you are not alone. We are all here together in this space. So, if it's comfortable, close your eyes. Just feel the weight of your body sink into the surface below you. And on your next exhalation, feel your body sink in further. And as you melt into that surface, feeling your muscles relax, loosening any tension in your jaw or your shoulders. Maybe even making a fist with your hands and squeezing tight for a moment, and then slowly releasing and opening and feeling that tension melt away. Feeling your connection to the surface below you, and recognizing the connection of that surface to the ground below. Knowing that you are fully supported so that you can relax fully. Noticing your breath, not forcing, just being sure to breathe fully. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, feeling the connection of all of us here. And exhaling any of that tension that might still be floating around. Continuing to breathe. And check in with yourself and ask, how am I feeling? How am I feeling in my body? How am I feeling in my mind? Allowing anything that isn't feeling good to release as you exhale. And on your next exhale, feel it release even further. And now I'd like you to ask yourself, if my heart could ask, it would ask me for what? Just notice what comes up as you think about that. And then ask, what is my heart asking for? What is it needing? What does it desire? And if it feels comfortable, put your left hand over your heart area and put your right hand on top. And just take a moment, feel the temperature of your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat in the palm of your hand. And just take a couple of breaths as you allow yourself to connect to that feeling, those sensations. Noticing, is your heart racing? Can you feel the rhythm of your heartbeat? Do you feel the energy, the power that lives in this space? And ask again, if my heart had a voice and it could ask, it would ask me for. Maybe what it asks for is something available to you. Maybe what it's asking for is not something that it can have or experience right now. And that's okay. Something doesn't have to be attainable for us to desire it. We honor our desire by just acknowledging and accepting that it exists. And with your eyes closed, continuing to feel the temperature sensation of your hand and the rhythm of your heartbeat, noticing a green, bright, beautiful light going from your hand, penetrating into your heart space. With each breath, that green light penetrates a little bit more, deeper, more fully enveloped. And with this light, it brings the feeling of your heart's desire. Whatever it is it asked for, that ask would create, would leave a feeling. Whatever that feeling would be, allow this light to bring this into your heart space, allowing you to feel, to remember, to imagine that desire being met, that feeling filling your heart space, feeling into the connection, the joy, the peace, happiness that it would bring. Reminding yourself that this desire and this feeling is available to you. Whether you're able to make happen what your heart is asking for or not. Or maybe it's not available to you right now, but maybe it will be later. But feeling into that right now, right here, in this moment, let yourself feel, let yourself connect to that experience, the feeling that it would leave you with. Continuing to imagine that green light from your hand to your heart, filling up that entire space in your heart area, feeling it expand on your inhalation. Maybe it's getting brighter, maybe it's getting warmer. And with each breath, you take that in, you feel it a bit more. And when you're ready, you move your hands and just notice what you feel in your body. It's possible you may have noticed sensations in other parts of your body and not so much in your hands or your heart. So just notice where your body is right now, how it's feeling, any thoughts or sensations that are present. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and still imagining that sensation of the connection to your heart and the green light. Imagine that green light going out into the universe and connecting to the light of each person that has done this meditation together. So just taking another deep breath, and maybe exhaling through your nose, or if it feels better, if you feel a lot of energy that you'd like to be able to release, breathing out of your mouth can help really just clear the energy a bit more. So, how are you? I hope taking this time has helped you to, if nothing else, just give you a moment to not think about all the other stuff that's going on, no matter what it might be. I hope it's given you a moment to just connect with your body and your heart, to honor you in this moment. No matter where you're at, no matter what you're feeling, this moment is for you. So, thank you all for being here. I am really so happy to connect with you live and being able to do this. I know I do some live meditations, but not all that often, especially not on YouTube. But there is something about doing a live meditation together that just feels a little different. So I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that it's given you at least a little bit of a reprieve from your maybe busy or difficult day. Thank you again for being here. I will look forward to seeing you all very soon. Bye, everybody.